everyone. Welcome to this gorgeous morning. Some people may not be aware that one of my favorite things to practice on my own and to teach is flow. So I'm really looking forward to when we can get back up to Water Rock Knob and do some sunset flow classes up there. Pretty sure one or both of my dogs are going to be flowing along with us here. It's just the way it is, so we'll go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and come into Tadasana, standing on all four corners of your feet. Close your eyes and just take a moment to check in. Grounding down through the arches of your feet, weighting the four corners. You can lift your toes up, push on the mound of the big toe, the little toe, the inner and outer heel. And then starting with your baby toes, just spread those toes and then ground those down. From there, take a moment to think about the natural curvature of your spine. So I'm going to turn to my side here. So there's that natural inward curve in your lumbar vertebrae. I don't want to exaggerate that, but I don't want my tail tucked under either. So I'm closing my eyes. I'm looking for the alignment of that natural curvature. In my thoracic vertebrae, there's a little natural outward curve. And then we all have a tendency to stick our necks forward. So I'm going to take a moment to be mindful about my cervical vertebrae stacking right on top of that thoracic vertebrae. And then I start to feel that coat hanger effect across my clavicles. They open up and spread. And I'm in a beautiful Tadasana. So from here, we're going to go ahead, inhale up, exhale through prayer. 2 more times. And this time as I inhale up, I'm going to interlace my fingers and take my palms up towards the sky. Once again, looking for that alignment in my vertebrae. And then I'm going to take my arms back a little bit, and then I'm going to round on an exhale. Inhale, open, take the arms back. Exhale, round forward. So it's almost like the positioning of cat-cow, but we're in standing. And now the next time you round forward, I want you to come over to one side, take those hands into pointer fingers, and then back around to the other side, once again, hands and pointer fingers. And then inhale back up. Go ahead, open those shoulders up. And then we're going to take those hands and clasp them with the fingers up. Bend the right knee and bend over towards the right. Grab that left wrist and extend. And now this is probably a little new, but we're actually going to bend and straighten each leg a little bit. And then finish with that right leg bent, extending that arm out. Whew, it's a nice side bend opener. Take a moment, relax out. Inhale up, bend over to the left, bending the left knee. Grab that left wrist and really extend out. Take a few breaths here. And then start to do a little bit of that bending each knee. Whew, feels good. And then keep that left knee bent, extending out along that right side. Release. Exhale down to prayer. Inhale, With hands in prayer, go ahead and bend to 90 degrees. Place your hands on your shins, extend out through the crown of your head, and hinge and lower. Inhale up, exhale hinge. Inhale up, exhale hinge. One more time, really long through all the vertebrae in your spine, and then exhale, hinge as much as you can and let your neck go. Reach around towards the back of your legs. Inhale, exhale back to prayer. Inhale, exhale, fold and dive. Find that extension. Go ahead and step that left leg back into a lunge. And then take that left knee down. Your toes can be tucked over, or your foot can be flat. And then we're just going to take a few breaths and just sink. Feel yourself sinking over that right leg. It's not weight bearing, so you don't have to be at 90 degrees here. And then we're going to do a little bit of swaying again. I'm going to lean over to the right and lean over to the left. Hi, Thor. Oh, what a nice down doggy he did for us. Thor usually has his own yoga mat. I didn't bring it out. My mistake. I think I'm going to be sharing mine with him. And then come back to center. Feel the taffy of that left hip flexor area, the psoas, begin to relax and lengthen. And then just work your way up to that left knee. Now, we're not really going to sit all the way up. I still want you kind of extending forward over that a little bit. Take about 5 breaths here. Beautiful. And then go ahead, tuck that back toe under, heel toe your feet across, and then go ahead and settle down into your pigeon. I should have told you to grab a blanket, but if you have a blanket handy, you can use it to prop up that right hip right now. And so I'm just going to take a few moments here, extending my tailbone long, feeling that natural curve in that lumbar vertebrae. Feeling my hips settle. And then let's do the same thing. Let's roll all of our weight over to the right and then move over towards the left. Feel the difference in the sensation when you cheat and when you weight your hips square. So now with my hips weighted square, on an exhale, I'm going to go ahead and come on down. And I'm going to inhale up. I'm going to take that right leg, tuck it around, take my left leg, and maybe take a moment to kind of let that hip flexor release a little bit more. And then I'm going to tuck that left foot around the right knee. And before I twist, because this twist is actually a little bit of a hip opener as well, I'm going to pause. Feel that left hip begin to relax and soften down. And then I'm going to inhale that right arm up and long and use it to grasp around that left knee. I'm going to take my left arm out into like a T or a goalpost position. I continue to feel that left hip soften and release. And now as I begin to twist, I want to think of my clavicles opening and expanding in opposite direction. So I don't want to hunker down and twist around. That's really not doing a lot for the true aspects of a spinal twist. So I want those clavicles open. I want my bottom of my shoulder blades to be deepening in my body. I may not go around as much this way, but I'm being more integritous in my pose. And so from here, instead of taking this arm back, which really isn't the position of that clavicle at the time, I'm just going to take my arm out to the side. And then go ahead, exhale, untwist around, and we're going to go ahead and come up into down dog. Inhale into plank for about 5 breaths. Knees can go down here if you'd like. Exhale back into down dog. Oh gosh, lovely, lovely, lovely. And then go ahead, bend your knees, walk your feet up behind your hands, extend, exhale, hinge, inhale, pushing through your feet, rooting to rise, exhale, back down. Few breaths here, find that perfect Tadasana again, rooting through the 4 corners, alignment of the spine, just feeling super grounded. And then we'll inhale, exhale, hinge and dive. Find that extension, lift that left leg up and back. Nope, right. I'm just keeping it real. It's like a regular class with me, right? Got my rights and lefts mixed up. Right leg back, and then go ahead and bring that knee down. Toes can be curled, or your feet can be flat, your toes flat. And at first, just softening. Feel that tailbone long. I like to call it like your Barney tail. Lengthening down towards the earth, your patio, your house, my deck. And then I'm going to work my way up, still finding that lengthening of the tailbone down, feeling that right hip flexor and psoas open up. And then I'm going to tuck that back toe under to heel toe my left foot across and coming down into my pigeon. Once again, pausing here. And then roll over way on that left hip. Feel how you're not really doing anything. Roll over towards the right. Do that a couple times. And then find your neutral hip position. Support that left hip with a blanket or whatever you have around, a block if you happen to have that. coming out to join us now too. She's not in the video yet. And then go ahead and come on down. Still keeping that spine long. Don't round and collapse. Clavicles spread and open. And we'll take a few breaths here, relaxing into that left hip. And then we'll inhale up, tuck that left foot around, take your right foot out front, maybe give that hip flexor area a quick little massage. And then tuck that right foot around on the opposite side of the left knee. And so I'm going to pause. I'm going to let that right hip begin to settle down, feel my hips really getting square, so that the foundation of my spine and my pelvis is neutral before I begin to twist. Feels good. Feels beautiful out here today. And then I'm going to go ahead, inhale that left arm up. I'm going to bring it around to bring my belly in contact with that leg. A few breaths settling here. And then I'm going to take that right arm into that cactus position. So instead of collapsing, I'm keeping my clavicles open, spreading, and getting a really nice spinal twist without collapsing. And then I can go ahead and just take that hand down, not around towards the back of me, but so that it's still in alignment with my shoulders. And then exhale, release that. We're going to go ahead and come into one more down dog. And then come forward into that plank again. I'm going to bring my knees down and my toes up towards my butt. I'm going to come down into chaturanga and then into cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time you can tuck those toes under, come all the way up into up dog, then come flat on your feet into a full expression of a back bend. Roll over your toes, come back into down dog. And then bring your knees down. Go ahead and turn over and come onto your back. I'm just going to take those knees into my chest. Roll back and forth. Open my legs up. Grab the baby toe sides of my feet and come up into happy baby. Finding stillness or rocking, whatever feels good to you. And then I'm going to take that left leg, extend it long towards the left corner of my mat. My right leg, extend that long. Work my shoulder blades underneath me, my palms out and open, and rest in Shavasana. Namaste, yogis. I hope you enjoyed this little mini video.